Hey guys, how's it going? Uh, Apologies for the delayed stream start. Um, it's Let me just load up the game first, and I'll tell you guys why I'm having a delayed stream start. I'm a little less prepared than I was hoping right now, just because I'm kind of um, rush starting the stream. But basically, my family had tried to call me earlier on Skype, so I tried to call them back, and I waited. Like I tried to call them back for about 40 minutes, and I wasn't getting an answer back. So I figured, well, they're probably busy now. They're doing something, so I'm gonna go stream. So I set my Skype to offline, and so I was like starting the stream. I had like the stream starting soon stuff booted up, and I was just doing my tweets and stuff. And like literally, as I was about to press the button to start transmitting audio, I get a Skype call, like immediately. Um, so I was like, do I not answer or do I? And I was like, all right, cool. I'll call them back because I hadn't talked to them in a while because they were I tried to call like last weekend and they're gone. So I figured, I'm not gonna be like a dink and not like call them because I want to play some video games. Uh, but I thought it was funny that like that's the most like importune, or I don't even know if that's a word, but bad timing that could have resulted out of this. Like just like the exact moment where I'm about to stream, they finally call me back. But so yeah, it's probably going to be a pretty short stream tonight. Um, I imagine that we probably won't make too much progress, just because it's like 9 o'clock where I'm at right now. It's almost 9 o'clock, and it's a Thursday, so I have to go to work tomorrow, and yeah, I don't want to go to bed at like midnight, so it's gonna be just about an hour stream. But hopefully, you know, we make some progress and get some characters drawn or something. Whatever we do here. Alright. We're in. I'm magic can't even right now. And we have to. Oh, right. We have to go find like an old dude at a fountain or something. I think I have to like, yeah, venture out. Maybe. Yes, there's a monkey there, so I'm gonna go find that monkey. I imagine that's the general vicinity I have to present myself in. Oh, Groucho! This this is like one of the dudes I drew when I did the sort of preview image for this, because it literally is like two eyes and a nose. It's like a really easy one to draw, but I figured it would be later in the game because there's like a variation of this that's just the eyeballs, and I have a hard time imagining like why the eyeballs are, I don't know, more powerful than like the eyeballs with the nose and the stash and everything. So this is gonna be a pretty quick one, honestly. So it's a good one to start with. So yeah, let's get drawn. This is like, in light of just like how delayed this stream has been, and like the fact that it's a short stream and I'm a little tired tonight, this is the exact kind of drawing I want to be doing. It's just like 2 eyes and a nose, and just that's it. What number enemy is Groucho? Let me check my my stack. 21. Well, no, the last one was 21. This is number 22. Groucho Marx. I love the amount of just like enemies and things that Groucho is inspired, despite the fact that like I'm guessing even by the 80s he was kind of, you know, I can't imagine many like hip 80s youngsters knew about Groucho, because he was like from like the 50s or the 40s or something, wasn't he? Like I think everyone is pretty much just familiar with him because of the sort of like glasses and mustache getup that you can get. Groucho's got them bloodshot red eyes. Also, his mustache is kind of gross. It's like very tendrily. Like, what is this? Is this like a flesh stash? Like maybe I don't know. Maybe it's like highlights of a mustache, but it looks like weird tendrils to me, honestly. It's like if it's like somebody tried to explain what Groucho was like to Nintendo, and this was like his dream version of what he pictured. That was like probably the quickest sketch that I've done since I started doing this. And it's like, even if I can completely royally screw it up, it's gonna take me like a minute to fix, which is great. Actually, one thing I'm thinking about doing, maybe for next stream when I'm actually properly prepared, is have like a little corner, a little screen in the corner that actually shows like the gameplay when I put the camera on, so that you guys, or like people just jumping in, can actually see what I'm doing, like what the enemy I'm drawing is. Man, the hard part with this is usually when I start a new drawing. I'll like get practice line, like I'll find a line that seems like kind of short and fun to do, and then I'll kind of like use that to get back into it. But like this dude is literally just like big friggin' curves. But thankfully I think I've managed to somewhat salvage that sloppy line work I just did right there. Actually, my grip is a little more slippery than usual because of my band-aid thumb. Which, funny story, just trust me on this one, don't plunge your hand in a drawer without looking at what's inside first. Also, don't store your apple slicers upright. Always make sure the blades are facing down. And I think you can kind of piece what happened to me, to my thumb, by putting these two pieces of information together. That's a bit better. I'm like using my like the bottom part of my knuckle, or whatever this part of your thumb is called, um, to get a better grip. Cause like I'm drawing and I'm trying to hold it with my thumb, and like I can feel my marker slipping as I'm doing that. Oh man, drawing like one big oval is gonna be a bit of a pain. Did I call a circle an oval? Because that's like, this is like literally just a circle. The nice thing about these live streams is that in like 50 years, ooh, that's a wonky friggin' line. I don't know, like in 50 years, you know, when I like have children or something, and you know, I try to give them a whole spiel about how, like, you know, their father knows best and stuff. They'll always be able to go back to one of my old live stream and like find, I don't know, some bit where I'm just a complete idiot, and use that as sort of proof that as a matter of fact, I do not know everything. Man, I'm really glad we started with this one, because just judging on like how mediocre of a job I did in terms of tracing, I'm glad I've gotten a bit of a warm-up before I try to draw anything even remotely more complex than like an eye and a nose and a mustache. Just gonna almost erase the pupil so that I can draw the red eye on it. Where's my red? It's also going to be a pretty easy one to color. I can never remember which grays are completely drained out of ink and which ones still function. This one's definitely drained out. So I guess we're gonna go for a C5. Yeah, C5? Oh, C5 is starting to get weak. Man, I don't know if C6 might be a little too dark for this. I know C6 is working though, because that one was refilled a while back. Alright. One thing I've discovered with any enemy that I draw that has like heavy amounts of gray just becomes so much harder to clean digitally because like it becomes impossible to because like the way I work, I kind of separate the lines so I can darken those and then I can mess with the colors individually, but like it won't be too much of an issue in this case because there's literally one color and not very much of it. But like the elephant gave me kind of a hard time because that one's like all gray, so I would try to grab the line and it would grab like all of the color around, like all of the gray around it. When I scan this, I'm definitely gonna tweak the gray around his eyes a little bit because I think I went a little too thick on that. Definitely not my favorite. I feel like this isn't too promising if I'm having a hard time with like what is literally the simplest or like third simplest enemy to draw in the game. But you know, it's a bit of a less prepared than usual stream, and I'm definitely rushing a little bit. This is such a weird enemy. Like, why does he have red on his tendrils? What is that supposed to represent? But in any case, we have a facsimile of a Groucho, and that's number 22. Groucho. And now we can add him to our list on the side. I only realized like a full day afterwards that I forgot to put the last stream's drawn characters there. God, my brain is having a hard time functioning tonight. Yeah, like literally the next day, I was like, I'd work, I think, doing work stuff, and like just out of the blue in my brain, it just occurred to me. It was like, oh crap, I forgot to update the enemy list of the enemies we've drawn. So it's a good thing that not many people watch my my streams. Otherwise, I feel like if I were like a big streamer or anything like that, I'd have like mounds of comments about that. People just pointing it out. Well, now that we've drawn the Groucho, let's see if we can kill the Groucho. Groucho said hello, then just what? Oh. Oh, I feel bad for saying I was gonna kill the Groucho. I love the Groucho. I love that guy. I love that EarthBound, the EarthBound series always just has like these enemies that are like just, you know, like this dude, like just goes away and gives you XP, or the talking bush in Mother 3 that just heals you. Of course I'm a non-singing monkey. Normal monkeys don't sing, so any questions? Anyhow, questions are so ridiculous. No. Good. I worried that you would ask a difficult one. You look so much like Queen Mary. I wonder why. I wonder... Maybe it's because everyone's face is 3 pixels. Aw, there's a little witch hanging out here. Someone told me about a man that everyone forgot about, but I don't remember who. It's a very ominous, weird thing to say. Yes, I'm the cat who swims on the ground. Guess what is in my hand? What's in your hand? It's a little shack. What is this, solid snake? Hello, I didn't hear you come in. That guitar playing is so loud. I can't even think. What? I was playing the guitar myself? I should have known. The story I tell to you now is a real secret. When you become really strong, come see me. You had better write this down so you don't forget. Sure. Go see the guitar man. I wrote it on my bleed sheet for my sketchbook. That way I won't forget about it. I imagine he plays one of the melodies eventually or something like that. Or you have to fight his guitar. Ooh. You did? Rebeat? Oh, his name is backwards. It's supposed to be called Bear Teddy. No, like I've seen this guy's name before, no joke. In 27 years of existence. I only now realize that his name is supposed to be Bear Teddy. That's a big old green dude. I wonder, you know what? Where is my game view? Move to top. I'm gonna add a little window in the corner. Copy. Paste duplicate. So now, at least until we get to this corner of the screen, we start filling it up. Yeah, maybe I'll put it right there. That way, while I'm drawing, you guys know what I'm actually drawing. And so, like, people who don't quite realize what I'm doing that drop by here in the EarthBound Beginnings section are just like, I thought this guy was gonna play EarthBound, not, like, doodle stuff. Now, hopefully, this last drawing has warmed me up enough so that I won't completely screw up this this bear boy. I like him though; he's cute. He's got like little dumb fuzzy hair. I should sharpen my pencil. Where did I put that sharpener? It's, I mean, it goes without saying, but it's crazy just how much nicer it is to draw with a well-sharpened pencil. With a nice sharpened pencil. He's got like weird ears for a bear. They're like almost people ear. Almost. Like they're too much on the side of his head. You know what? I don't know if it's the connection with his eye, but the way I'm seeing it with the sprite, he's got like a little eyelash, and I think it makes him look cuter. So I'm gonna give that to him. This is also one of those enemies I think that does come back a few times. I'm looking forward to start like seeing duplicate enemies, because I think it'll be kind of cool to just to see if I wind up drawing like certain enemies drastically different. Oh, he's got big fat feet. Big old deadly claws. I don't know if it's just me, but at least my drawing of this bear, it's starting to kind of look like some sort of like weird chubby clown. You know what I just realized? The problem with this that makes him look really weird, other than the fact that this is a very strange looking enemy, is that his eyes are should be bigger than his nose, and they're all three right now. They're the same size. And that's why it was looking like some sort of weird green clown. I don't know if it's better, this is better or worse, to be quite honest. It's still kind of creepy looking. I have to figure something out for his hair, because it just, like, translated literally like that doesn't look quite as nice. Oh, that's a bit better. I think this is the hardest time I've had. Like, his face is pretty, I don't know, like, it's kind of fairly well detailed, but I'm having such a hard time translating it in a way that I feel actually looks like the sprite. There comes a point where you have to just look at your drawing and say, you know what? If it's gonna turn out looking like some sort of strange clown, it's gonna look like some sort of strange clown. I think I might have drawn his head a little too big too, but you know what? That's just the way it is. It's gonna be a weird one to color as well, just because he's got a lot of free space all around, and it's gonna be tough to avoid seams with him. This is not turning out like complete trash, which is nice. So I was starting to get that impression, but it's passable. I had to thicken up that line because I accidentally made the other arm line way thicker than I wanted. This band-aid is giving me a bit of a hard time being as consistent as usual. Because I'm like, I'll try to draw something and I feel my marker slip, and I try to grip it harder, but it kind of makes me do like way thicker lines than I'm intending. Again, though, I mean, there's so many times, right, like in this, that I said I wasn't happy with a drawing, and it turned out kind of decent. That I probably should stop saying that I kind of don't like every single drawing I do. But that's kind of more of an artist thing, though. It's tradition amongst artists to just constantly hate everything you do, because you know, part of creating art is hating art. But you know what, though? No, this definitely looks more like a weird green clown than a bear at the moment. And you know what? I'll take full responsibility for weird clown. You know what I just realized this clown's pose reminds me of? You know what I just, like, it just occurred to me now. Can I just copy this over here? Can I paste into the stream? No. I just added a brand new window. Just gonna get rid of that. You know, I'm not gonna go through the whole process of like adding a window just to add a picture. I'll have to figure it out later on. But this bear very much reminds me of the you know I had to do it to them meme. Like it's the exact pose. You know I had to yeet it to them. Alright, well there goes the sketch, there goes the inking. It definitely looks weird, but it's a reed yeet. It's a bear teddy. Or you know what, it's probably supposed to be teddy bear because the word's already reversed, so I bet you that the sequence structure is also reversed. So that's another mind-blowing moment for y'all tonight. Also got that real thick shadow around his neck. Right. I gotta find a good green. I know for a matter of fact that I don't have a good brush pen green, unfortunately. It's all trash. Well, it's not trash, it's just they're not very vibrant greens. And this is pretty much the green that I want, so I'm gonna need to use the big tip, the big tippy. Which I'm never a huge fan of coloring a full character with these. Just I don't know. I find them a little more difficult to use than your standard brush pen. But it's good enough. You got to work with what you got. A couple of lines over here. Yeah, the thing I most dislike about the big tippy ones is that like I never feel super confident whether or not I'm inside or outside of the line because it's very rounded. Like it's not even like the gray markers that I have where it's like a fairly square tip. This is like a bulky, rounded square tip. I don't quite have a good feel for them yet. But I will say that they seem to blend a bit nicer. And this dude's at least got the advantage that he's kind of sectioned off. So I should be able to work my way out. And hopefully avoid having seams I have to edit out later on in Photoshop. You know what, now that he's got green on it, and he's not just like a line art, he doesn't look quite as much like a weird clown. You know, looks more like I wouldn't say a bear, but I guess it looks kind of like the Reeb the Yeet bear. So these markers might not be as easy to use in the brush pen, but I definitely like the way that they blend a bit better. Like, I don't know, it just the ink just seems a lot less finicky in these. I guess it's one of those things where you can have, like, you know, easier control of your of your pen, or you can have better ink. You have to choose. You know what? He looks kind of like a chubby Grinch. The more I look at him, he's like a big old chub Grinch, and like way friendlier. I wonder if the Grinch is supposed to be a yeet bear that got lost and became bitter and angry. Because, like, these guys look pretty happy and friendly. Say what you will about the Jim Carrey Grinch, though. I did kind of enjoy how they. Oh, I kind of fucked up his foot. He's supposed to have a bit of a light on there. Oh well. I mean, it doesn't look bad that way, so I might keep it like that, or I might like Photoshop it in later. But yeah, I like that they gave kind of a, you know, a reason as to why the Grinch is like a jerk. Like, turns out Whoville is just we're just being massive assholes towards him. Like, I know some people are just in, I don't know, like, shitty, but it was a nice angle to have that, you know, there's a reason why he's an asshole. Oh, and his face has got a shadow too. Yeah, and that's the Yeet Bear, or the Happy Grinch, however you may want to call it. And that is our 23rd, I think, enemy. Yes. Rebuild it. Check the camera, make sure that, oh. There. Get a better view at him. I have a feeling that this guy is a lot less friendly than Groucho was. Like, I think this guy is gonna probably actively mess us up. And that's just my general experience with bears. And, like, this one might look cute and friendly. But, you can't miss its sharp-looking claws. I wonder if we're gonna get battles down the line where... Oh, that was a very easy bear to beat. Oh, level up. Yeah, I wonder if there's enemies down the road that are gonna call enemies that I haven't seen yet, and like mid-battle, I'll have to like start drawing something. Max HP increased by 3. Alright. Wait, is this a dead end? Okay, so maybe it's on the other side. Oh! It's a little Widow. Well, it's almost 10. And I kind of hate to say this, but I think I'm going to draw the Widow and then call it a night. And that'll have been 3 drawings, which is pretty good. And no progress, which not so good, but... I mean, we're making progress in the main goal of the stream, which is to draw every single enemy. And truth be told, I was a little concerned. Like when I saw the big Widow, that I had missed the small one. But I guess they're both in the same area. Speaking of which... I should add... Where's that bear? Look at that big chonk. I will most definitely be streaming on Saturday at some point though, so looks like today's just going to be a it's going to be a draw stream, and I imagined I've drawn most of the enemies in this area after this one. So like next one should be a big progress stream. These guys also show up in Mother 3. I found it kind of cool that Mother 3 had, like, not, you know, spoiler alert, I guess, but Mother 3 has quite a few EarthBound Beginning enemy cameos. And in a lot of cases, it's kind of weird to, like, come back, because they do look quite accurate to, like, the one in Mother 3 is just a clean up version of this sprite, but it's kind of weird to come back to like this after having seen the way they look in Mother 3. Now I can't quite tell. It kind of looks like it's doing a booty pose, so I'm gonna go, I think, for that. Like, it looks like it's kind of twisting around and going like, woo! One thing I don't like about this dude that I also didn't like in Mother 3 is, like, I just don't like the, I don't know, the way that its roots are drawn, like its rooty feet. Like, it just looks like almost too random. Gonna try to clean that up a bit. And I guess Big Widow kind of has that problem too. So yeah, gonna give him like slightly more defined feet. I do like this enemy's big shitty grin. Like, I've never seen a tree more excited to beat me up than this one. It also kind of looks like it's giving me a thumbs up, which is great. It's doing like a little BB-8 thumbs up. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's like turning around to give you like a nice little thumbs up. I think this one's going to be a bit more interpretive because I don't want to draw him with like... It looks like his left leg has like a really gross veiny thigh. Which, like, even if he wasn't a tree, would not be okay. So yeah, this is gonna be my Widow. He's just turning around. He's proud of his butt. He's been working his glutes. Alright, let's color him in. Well, I guess let's clean up his lines first. My brain batteries aren't running on very high tonight. Starting with the most important part. It's kind of interesting that it seems like Earthbound, at least from what I know, has taken more of like the alien enemies from this game, uh, and then Mother 3, like looking at this guy, and the Titany has taken the more like natural or like animal type enemies from the game. Because there are a few enemies that return from uh, this game in Earthbound and Mother 3. There's not a lot of overlap though, from what I can remember. I think there's like 2 enemies that appear in all 3 games. There's Mr. Batty that we have drawn earlier, and I think the Octobot. And if there's others, I'm not aware of them, or I'm not thinking of them right now. And apologies for being super quiet on this one. My hand is a lot shakier than normal tonight, so uh, I'm focusing a lot more on trying not to completely scrub these lines. And like when it comes to like inking lines, I find it like super difficult to I don't know, get like a really nice line while I'm talking. that's pretty much done with. I guess I could do the really dark shadows first. There, I should be done with the black ink. This one I can already tell in advance just because I'm going to be using the same colors with him as I did with the Big Widow. It's going to be a bit of a pain when it comes time to like cleaning it up when I scan it. Because like anything that's like a really dark color just like sticks really bad. Like when you use the magic selection tool. I wonder if like Widow has like a significance in terms like its name, if it's a name pun on something, because I've never, I don't know, I've never heard anything that this could be construed. It just sounds like a wacky, like wood sounding name. Like I liked in EarthBound that they called the tree enemy the Territorial Oak. I thought that was a pretty funny name. But like Widow was just like, I don't know, if you had like a rock monster or something, you called it like Rock Doe. And even then, like Rocco would be kind of I don't know, like a fun name for a rock monster, because like Rocco is a name. So I don't know, I feel like there's something I'm missing about his name, because it was never one that I particularly liked in Mother 3. Like I do kind of like the way the enemy looks, but his name just feels weird to say. And it sounds like a very arbitrary, like, let's call it something, I don't know, like woodish, Woodo. And like I have a feeling that there's like a pun or something in there that I'm not aware of. And I'm just like rambling on about this, and then somebody's gonna watch this someday and be like, what are you going on about? This is like the clearly the easiest, like, the most noticeable reference. Just gonna add some little bit of shading, and then this dude should be done. And like in contrast with the Yeet Bear and was it Groucho? I'm definitely much happier with the way that this one is looking. Even though I feel like its details are going to be, because it's got like a kind of a wood pattern to it, but it's also kind of a shadow in some areas, it seems. I've also have my my stream is over alarm ringing next to me that I like to call Sinclair, the cat. So I think it's definitely a good thing that this is the last one for tonight, because if I wasn't going off after this, he seemed like he's in a mood where he probably would make my stream kind of a nightmare. I would have to kick him out. It looks about it for Widow. His left leg is a little strange, but I mean, I think overall I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. That is number 24. I'm gonna go check how that's spelled, actually. Now we can add them. Hopefully this Widow is not nearly as crazy as regular Widow. I wonder if he's gonna burst into flames. That's what I'm curious. You know what? They probably don't do this in this game, I just realized, because like there's no rolling HP meter, so you would just die. Oh crap, no, town's this way. Yeah, because like it's not like there's a chance of you surviving or dying, it's just you would be dead. Let's see if I can remember green door save guy. No, he's the goods keeper. I have no need. Wasn't it like a dude in like a... Nope. Legalized red weed. This dude? No. This is gonna be second half of the stream where I just look for the safe house to save my game. Come on. Let it be this dude. I just realized I forgot to switch back the camera. Not that it matters too much at this point, because I'm gonna be stopping, but nope. This is the Sudan Fountain guy. I know the save guy is down here. It's one of those houses. Like I'm 90% sure. This, I don't know if it's been helpful to me yet. Yes! Here's the Mimicker. My new dad. Pink Hat Man. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. Sorry this started later than expected, and hopefully it wasn't too much of a shit show. But yeah, thank you guys for being around, and hopefully I'll see you next time, probably this Saturday. Hope you guys have a good one.